Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Welcome, Pam. Nice to see you or to meet you. Yeah, this is something that we build together. This is a wellness community, and we do it for ourselves and for each other. It's truly a teamwork, and it takes a lot of different pieces to make this happen. And each and every one of us play an important role to further this project that we're doing. And I think this project is called Life. Okay, so today we are in water. We're traveling up the elements: earth, water, fire, air, space, and then we have a balancing week. And today we are in water. And the mantra that I am choosing to work with today is: I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. So if you'd like, you could work with the same mantra, or you can pick something completely different. Okay, so let's start with the chair yoga practice, a little bit of a physical practice, asana, and we're using the body in a way that the yogis have taught us, seems to prepare us for meditation. And so, yeah, it seems to work. So if something seems to work, maybe stick with it. If it doesn't, adjust. So finding your seat, usually the hardest part of them all, to actually sign up, actually make a commitment and try this, even if it's just for a minute. Moving your heels and your toes, checking in with the earth, reminding ourselves of our connection to earth. It's always there, but sometimes we forget. Gravity holds us grounded into earth, and we have a job to do. What is your job? And then if you wanted to, you could shift your awareness up to the crown of the head. Imagine how you are like suspended from the universe. And how do you converse with the universe? What kind of conversations do you have with the universe? What do they look like? And then if you wanted to, you could bring awareness to solar plexus. That's your inner power, your individual power. And what would happen if the three powers from the earth and the universe and you, if they worked together, if they lined up, if they became a functioning team, what would happen? All right, now then place your hands on your lower back. So a little bit higher than the back pocket, your lower back. And now if you want to, you can breathe into your hands. Imagine how you're breathing into your hands. And you could even imagine that your back, if you were laying down, your back could be like a lake and your breath is like a river. And every inhale, you're filling that lake with water. So using your breath like a river of water, filling the lake at the bottom of your back or at your back. And maybe notice what temperature the water is. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it lukewarm? Is it freezing? And how does that water move around in your back? Finding all the small places, healing, rinsing, cleaning, softening, removing what's no longer needed. And then if you wanted to, you could shift your awareness to your sitting bones. And maybe start shifting your weight from sitting bone to sitting bone. You can still keep your hands on your lower back if that's helpful to you. Maybe start creating circles. You can go one way, you can go the other way, or you can move in a completely different pattern. What pattern would you like to move in this morning? And how are you using your feet when you're moving in this pattern? And then eventually coming back to stillness or to neutral, placing the hands on your knees, and then starting the cat-cow movement. Waking up the spine. Exhale, round your back. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, round. And in the same areas where the spine is, that's where all the main chakras, the main energy centers of the body. And we want them all to be open and flexible and ready to help us, guide us, help us find skillful action. And then eventually coming back to neutral, hands in cactus, and then gently twist from side to side. Notice how your feet are still grounded into earth. The sitting bones grounded into your chair. If you're choosing to do this seated in the chair, maybe start swimming. Is the water salt? Is it fresh water? Is it brackish water? And maybe you want to swim backwards. Or maybe you want to swim this way. Maybe rolling the shoulders a little bit. Okay, now let's get those fingers as blinking stars. The blinking stars. Open, closing. This is a lot of work. If you do this for a while, you know, I notice I get tired in my forearm or my lower arm, forearms and fingers. Okay, shake it up. Now, bring the stars all the way up. And now imagine a rope. You're holding onto a rope and pulling down or climbing up a rope, climbing up. So reach and climb, reach and climb. Takes a lot of strength to climb a rope without using the legs. Well, even with using the legs, it's really hard. But we can do it. Reaching, holding on to that rope and climb up. And where are you climbing? And then release down. Now, find your collarbones. And then in between the collarbones is the manubrium. A little joint in between the collarbones, the manubrium. If you want to now use your breath again as that river of water, or maybe this is tiny, so maybe it's just a little stream that comes in into that manubrium rinsing, cleaning, opening up. On every exhale, you can imagine how the collarbones are moving away from each other, creating more space for that manubrium. On the inhale, the water comes in, it soaks it up. On the exhale, the collarbones are moving away from each other, creating more space for that manubrium. Maybe even you want to place your arms out to the sides. On the exhale, notice how the fingertips are moving away from each other, starting from the collarbones. So your arms and shoulders, everything is widening. And then release. Now, bring your feet into Tadasana feet. So big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So if we were standing up, we would be standing in Tadasana. But today we're using a chair. And now we're going to lift that knee out and in. Out and in. Lifting the knee high and out to the side. And then eventually stay out there. Use your elbows, place your elbows on your knees. Lengthen the spine. So your tailbone is going in one direction and the crown of the head is in the opposite. Lengthen the spine. Use the breath as that river or stream of water, bringing it in around the spine, in all the kind of small spaces there, rinsing, cleaning, creating space. You can stay here if you want to. You can bring your hands down to the floor. You could walk your hands forward, or you can walk your hands backwards and you can drop the head. And then eventually inhale and come back up to neutral. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. And then try the other side, lifting the knee high, open up wide, bring it together. And then sitting in a 90-degree, use the elbows to push the elbow, put them on your knees, lengthen the spine. The root chakra is like, you can imagine a root growing into the ground, keeping you grounded here on earth. You have a job to do here. And the other part, the crown of the head is reaching up towards the universe. Two opposing forces. And somewhere in between those forces, that's where you are. And what would happen if you could align all those three forces? If they could work together as a functioning team, what would happen? What would that look like? You can stay here. You can bring your hands down to the ground if you want to. You can walk your hands forward. Maybe walk the hands out to the side and stay there for a while, opening up the side. And then walk the hands to the other side, all the way over to the other foot. What does your body need this morning? I'm simply suggesting ways of moving, but you are in charge. You decide what you need or what you are willing to try. Maybe walking the hands behind you, dropping the head. Inhale, come back up and back to neutral. We're going to come up to standing. So place the feet hip distance apart, a little bit closer to your chair. Spread the toes and then lean forward and come all the way up to standing. Place the arms in cactus and then lifting the knee to elbow, shifting the weight from one foot to the other. And then if you want to, you can cross the midline. And then maybe kick or lift the knee and step. Are you stepping or are you kicking? Some days we just want to step, and other days we want to kick. And maybe kick out to the side or behind you. And then come to stillness. And then some blinking stars with the fingers, using all those little muscles in there. And then imagine something heavy that you're pushing away. Spread your fingers, push it away, push it away, push it away. Thank you, but I don't need you anymore. Push it away and then hold it right there. Breathe. And lifting the knee, stepping forward. Lifting the knee, stepping forward. Lifting the knee, stepping forward. The arms are creating space for you to move. All right, and release. Okay, blinking stars again. Inhale all the way up. And then imagine that rope. Reach and grab onto that rope. Reach and grab and pull yourself up higher and higher. Climbing up higher and higher. Notice how your feet are working. And then release. Okay, so let's do a Sun A version. I'm going to start with my feet hip distance apart. That gives me a little bit more stability. You can also do big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. That's your choice. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Stay there. Feel your strength here. Maybe use your feet to move back and forth. If you want to, you can think about the root chakra and the crown chakra. So sometimes the root chakra is pulling harder. Sometimes the crown chakra is pulling harder. Sometimes the root chakra is leading. Sometimes the crown chakra is leading. And in between those 2 points are you. Stay there, bend the elbows and the knees, and start moving back and forth again. Sometimes the root is leading, sometimes the crown. Back and forth, back and forth. And eventually finding a down dog. Now we're going to bring the right knee to your nose, cat up, then start making circles. You can go one way and then you can go the other way. And then we're going to step it cross. We're going to cross over and placing that right foot at the left side of the mat. And then both feet are on the floor and try to, the right hip goes back and the left hip goes forward to square off the hips. You can stay here. If you want to, you can bring both knees down towards the floor. I can only get my left knee down. The right knee is still up here, pointing out to the right. That's fine. If you want to, you can come down on your forearm and maybe slide that right knee down. You can also walk the left foot back, finding pigeon. Hips are square. And then tuck the back toe, engage the core, and find forearm plank. So we all meet in forearm plank. From here, walk the feet up. Feet comes closer to the chair, and then the armpits move towards the feet for dolphin. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to bend one knee, bending the other. What does your dolphin want to do? What is helpful to your dolphin this morning? And then eventually coming to stillness, bend the knees and come back up to standing. Let's try that on the other side. So this time I'm going to start with my big toes to touch heels slightly apart and see if that makes a difference. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank pose. I'm going to use my feet to move back and forth, imagining the root chakra and the crown chakra. Sometimes one wants to lead and sometimes the other one wants to lead. And then finding stillness in between. Bend both knees and arms. And then start moving again. One is leading, the other is leading. One is leading, the other is leading. Eventually finding down dog. And bring left knee to the nose. And then start making circles. You can go one way and then the other way. And then stepping cross. I'm crossing over. So my left foot is at the right side of the mat. The left hip goes back, the right hip goes forward, squaring off my hips. This might be a place where you want to stay, and if you could go straight from here into forearm plank. Or if you want to try the pigeon, both knees goes down. So the back knee is down, that's easy. The front knee is harder. You can stay there with it up for a while, come down on your forearms, and then eventually move around and finding a way to bring that left knee down too. So both knees are on the floor. Hips are still square. And then maybe walk that right foot further back. And then tuck the back toe, engage the core, and come into forearm plank. Maybe use the feet here a little bit again. And then eventually start walking the feet closer to the chair, finding dolphin. Armpits move towards your feet. Maybe bending one leg, maybe bending the other, maybe lifting one leg, maybe lifting the other. Maybe lifting them out to the sides. And then bending the knees and coming back up to standing. Okay, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to your left, right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half, finding warrior two. Adding some movement with the waves. Maybe you're standing in water and the water is moving your arms. So there's a little bit of resistance in the water. Hands on your hips, straighten that front knee and let that arm slide down the leg and finding Trikonasana. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Move that foot, turn that foot in, widening the arms, or from the maneuver, widening. Place your hands on your lower back. Breathe into your lake in your back. And then if you'd like, you can bend the knees and fold forward. Maybe straightening one knee, maybe straightening the other. And then bend the knees and come back up. Turn that front foot forward again. Move into half moon posture. Look at that foot behind you. Maybe dip the toes in the water, lift it up. Dip the toes in the water, lift it up. And try that a few times. And then coming back to neutral, bend the knees and back to standing. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to the right leg, left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half. Adding some arm movement. If you want to, you can imagine moving in the water. There is resistance in water. The water is also moving around your body, rinsing, cleaning, healing, nourishing. Hands on your hips, straighten, slide down, finding Trikonasana. Inhale, bend the front knee back to warrior two. Turn that right foot in. Widen the arms and the shoulders and the collarbones and the manubrium. Place your hands on your lower back. Bend the knees, and if you want to, you can fold forward. Inhale, come back up again. Front foot turns back forward. Transfer the weight, hold on to the chair. Lift the back foot for Ardha Chandrasana. And then dip the toes in the water, lift them up. Dip in the water, lift it up. And then back to neutral. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Bend the knees and come back to standing. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Hold your heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. And then release, open your eyes, and we are going to get ready for the Yoga Nidra part, which is a guided meditation. As far as I know, most people prefer to do this laying down. If you have a bowl, so you can place it under your knees, makes it a little bit more comfortable. And as in any guided meditation, I am just suggesting places for you to go. You do not have to follow me. You are in charge of your journey, the journey of life. You can choose to listen to what I say, and then you can say, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to try something else. So in this practice that I have learned, my teacher is called Jennifer Rees. Her program is called Divine Sleep Yoga Nidra, and she teaches this with an inner sanctuary, which is a place within you that's where you're always at peace or at ease, or where you're comfortable. And then she also uses this sankalpa, which is your heart's longing, your heart's deepest desire. And all you need to do is actually to listen. Pretty simple practice. I find it powerful. Okay, let's do this. Let your body sink down into the floor. Feel the earth underneath you, holding and supporting you, rising up to softly cradle you. At this time, nothing else matters. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Remain still for deep nourishment. Repeat these words in your mind. I am awake and aware. I am awake and aware. Now imagine yourself in a sacred place that feels peaceful and friendly, protected and supportive. It may be outside in nature, somewhere inside, or an imaginary place. This is your inner sanctuary. Feel yourself here and begin to see all the details around you. The light, the colors, any objects. See yourself in this sacred place, sensing the comforting energy, supportive, calm, and protected. At any time during practice, you can guide yourself back here. If anything feels odd or too intense, go back to your inner sanctuary. Your inner sanctuary is always here. It is a part of who you are. Now go inward, deep inside, and listen. Listen to your heart. Deep listening. What does it say? What is your heart's deepest longing? What does your heart desire? Your heart may speak in words, colors, songs, images, or something else. Allow your heart to speak its truth. From your heart's longing, create a positive statement in present tense as though it's already happening. Now, state your heart's wish 3 times to yourself as the truth. Bring awareness to your belly. Notice your navel center. Notice the expansion on the inhale and the soft release on the exhale. Navel rising on the inhale, yielding to earth on exhale. From your navel center, bring awareness to your pelvis, hip bones, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, top of your feet, all 10 toes. Notice your heels. Feel the calves, back of knees, hamstrings, hip bones, and lower belly. From your lower belly, bring your awareness to the back of your pelvic halves, sacrum, lower back, kidneys, lungs, heart, sternum, manubrium. Notice collarbones, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, top of your hands, all 10 fingers. Sense palm of your hands, inner arms, armpits, shoulders. Bring awareness to your throat center. Notice the back of your tongue, roof of your mouth, upper teeth, lower teeth, tip of your tongue. Notice sensation in your mouth, receiving taste. Shift your attention to your ears. Witness your ears hearing, receiving sound. Bring awareness to your nose. Feel tip of your nose. Notice breath passing through both nostrils, receiving smell. Notice your eyes. Feel your eyes as radiant wisdom, receiving sight. Shift your awareness to your third eye. Notice light. Expand attention to your whole head. Notice the upper part of your body. Now feel the lower part of your body. Shift your awareness to your back body, side of the body facing the ground, back body. And now feel your front body, side of the body facing the sky, front body. Now feel right arm and left leg. Right arm and left leg together. Now feel left arm and right leg. Left arm and right leg together. Feel your whole body now. All parts together. All together as a whole. Feel your whole body. Now, notice breath in your back body. Breath filling your belly from the back. With every inhale, the lake in your belly grows wider and higher. Breath filling your belly like a river filling a lake. Now imagine your body cool. Experience coolness in your body, like cold water flowing over you. Cool water in your body, cool water, rinsing and cleaning. Now imagine warmth in your body. Experience warmth in your body. Remember a time when you felt the warmth, like being in the sun. Body is warm, breath is cool. You lay on a frozen dock and listen to the waves splashing against the shore. The wind is strong and has turned the once frozen lake into a moving body of ice and water. The tip of your nose is cold, but the rest of your body is warm. You know how to dress and survive in winter. You stand up. The wind takes a hold of your jacket and you fight hard to stand tall. You look out over the lake with squinted eyes. There, among the waves, you notice a small boat. It rocks heavily in the rough sea, but the people on board look calm. You study them. They smile and wave. You smile and wave back. You shift your gaze down. The water is moving fast. You look at the pattern. Your breath is calm and you decide to dive in. Your fingers break the surface and you feel a rush when the cold water meets your warm hands. You swim deep down towards the ocean floor. It's easy to breathe underwater. Your inhale brings you everything you need. The exhale releases pressure. Here at the bottom of the lake, the water moves slowly. You sit down in a cross-legged position. You close your eyes and you notice how the water gently pushes you back and forth, back and forth. Soon, the warmer water moves in patterns around you, rinsing, cleaning. Slowly, the soft water seeps into every joint in your body, rinsing, cleaning, healing, creating space for movement. Inhale brings healing. Exhale creates space. Inhale brings healing. Exhale allows softness. The boat has moved towards you. You see the dark shadow above you. From the side of the boat, a thick rope is lowered down into the water. You watch the winding journey down. Soon, the end of the rope rests on the bottom. You look at it. Each fiber is so small, yet together creating this strong rope. You reach out your hand and pull the rope closer. You look up and give it a tug. The boat at the surface gently moves with your pulling. Hand over hand, you drag yourself up. This time, your head breaks the surface first. The water is calm and the sun is shining. The people in the boat look at you with smiling faces. They reach down and pull you aboard. They wrap you with a towel and offer a warm, nourishing soup. You taste it. It's delicious. Every time you swallow, you can follow the journey down into your belly. You are nourished by waves of healing in your inner sea. Now, remember your heart's longing. The positive statement you set at the beginning of practice. Repeat it 3 times to yourself as though it's already happening. Let this truth fill every cell of your body. Notice all the space around you. Sense the space within you. Feel the sense of calm confidence, whole and complete. Notice that part of you that is the witness, the one who has observed your body, breath, and journey. And now begin to notice thoughts and feelings flowing through your awareness again. Notice your breath. Feel its rhythm and pace. Invite your breath to deepen now. Feel yourself reawakening. Become aware of your body, your physical body resting on earth. Before moving, just sense your hands. Now begin to wiggle your fingers. Notice your feet. Wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side, a slow awakening. A deep breath into your belly and let it go. Slowly roll to your left hand side. Press your hands into the ground and come up to a seated position. Lengthen your spine. Take a full breath in and let it go. And bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I am nourished by waves of healing in my inner sea. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guides, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Allow the eyes to slowly open. Raise your gaze. And thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.